channel may feature copyrighted video and audio content under the guidelines of fair use permitted by copyright statute for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. All content and credit go to the original creators. No copyright infringement is intended. Welcome in, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the building and everybody on the replay. We are talking about Charlie Kirk, okay? This is part 2. We started talking about this yesterday, and we have a few updates. They did another press conference. The person of interest, they actually showed a picture of this person. So, what do y'all think about the person of interest? I'm trying to figure out, how did this person get away? And how did they come to this? Shout out to everybody in the building. Welcome in. First in the building to Just Gifted. Thank you for coming in. And shout out to my BFF in the building. How's it going today? Yeah, it's 9/11. Do you remember what you were doing? 9/11, when everything jumped off. I do. But so yeah, we had this person of interest. He looks like he's possibly a college student. I wonder what was his grief, his gripe with the guy. I wonder. It looks like he has the American flag and maybe an eagle on this front of his shirt. And this was put out by FBI Salt Lake City. And so I'm going to read an article. We're going to jump right into it. We're going to check out the press conference, see what everybody is saying. Shout out to Anthony Holmes. Welcome in, fam. Thank you so much for tuning in. Shout out to everybody on both channels. We streaming on both channels again today. And y'all, please smack the thumbs up as you come in. So what we know so far, and I'm reading from CNN. The shooter at large. It's a manhunt. It's on the way for this person who unalived Charlie Kirk. The president has spoke, and we're going to go through that too. He was a prominent conservative political activist. The FBI released photos of the person of interest and has offered a reward of $100K. And a lot of people is standing outside of Kirk's business, his headquarters. I didn't even know he had a headquarters, but yeah, this man, he had a lot going on. And so it says the investigation, authorities say they tracked the shooter's movements and they believe they have recovered the rifle used to unalive Kirk from a rooftop. And so let me pull up these other pictures, because just like we have these pictures, somebody looked like they was playing with AI. They done jazzed up the picture. So let me pull that up. Yeah, it wasn't that clear. That is AI, the power of AI. Now, who's standing in front of him? I wonder. Was that just a person passing by, or should we be looking at that person? Yeah, they playing around with AI. The image on his shirt changed and everything. But that's the pictures that the FBI put out, actually. So, yeah, that AI is something else, right? All right, so it says the investigation authorities say they tracked his movements, and they believe they have recovered the rifle used from the roof. Sources say phrases related to the cultural issues were found scrawled on a rifle and ammunition, but it's not yet clear if they point to a motive. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Okay, and so what did it say exactly? Says we found scrawled on a rifle and ammunition, but is not phrases related to cultural issues. The shooter is male and appears to be of college age, according to the investigators. Kirk's impact on Trump's presidency. Kirk had a direct line to the president, who credited the activists with mobilizing the young conservative voters. Trump said he awards Kirk a presidential medal of freedom. Nine minutes ago, they said the Turning Point officials urges supporters to honor Kirk. And it says a top Turning Point USA official urged supporters to honor the memory of Charlie Kirk, who founded the conservative political organization after Kirk was unalived on Wednesday at Utah. Commit to love and grow your family to honor. Fight for our country to remember him. Okay. All right. So he went on and he described a nightmare, 24 hours that he said Turning Point staff, activists, and supporters have experienced since the prominent conservative activist was unalive. Now, the press conference and stuff that we was watching yesterday was very confusing because I was looking at Kash Patel's page and he said that they found the person, and then I thought I heard him say that at the press conference. I was just a little confused as to what was really going on, but now they're talking about this manhunt for this guy here, and I just wonder, if he was seen anywhere else roaming around the place, what made them say that it was this guy? How did he get away without being caught? Very interesting. So let's get into the press conference. Let me see what y'all saying. No, he wasn't. Don't cry for a pro-slavery bigot. What are you talking about, sir? What are we talking about? Kirk was always crying, unfair. Kirk was an unknown bigot. Oh, good riddance. Wow. Welcome in, cheese cannabis. America is not safe anymore. Why does it have to be about black and white? Man, it's always been that. CK was a racist and pet lover. Wow. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all, please smack that thumbs up. Name a black person in Trump's administration. Is the prayer boy considered in the administration? What is his name? What is his name? You are spamming on 2 channels and you are hating in my chat. Go find you something to do. Okay, let me play this special report. We want to see what they had to say. But what do y'all think about the pictures? Do y'all believe this is, well, we believe it's the guy. This is what the FBI is saying. Shout out to the 502 people in here. Please smack the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all for tuning in. Now, I don't even have the video put up here. Give me a second. We want to see what everybody got to say, but let's get to the details first.
This is an ABC News special report.
Good morning. I'm Diane Macedo. We're coming on the air because authorities are holding a briefing about the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Kirk was shot and killed in front of thousands of people during an event at Utah Valley University. The shooter is still on. Gunman who fired a single shot from more than 100 yards from where Kirk was sitting at the time.
Hold on. Let me see what the heck is going on with my screen. Goodness gracious. They always changing something. Can y'all see this? Because let me see. What does it look like to y'all?
Myself for even coming this far.
Oh shoot, commercials.
I'll see this because let me see.
Oh, I got it covered up. I cannot see my own screen right now. Let me know if y'all can hear this, and let me see what y'all can see. Hold on.
And those officials now are giving us an update on the investigation. Let's listen.
Good morning. I am Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. I'd be remiss if we didn't start off today and recognize the significance of the day. Historically, on 9/11, law enforcement has come together as a group to recognize and honor those that sacrificed to preserve the ideals of this country, the freedoms of this country. And instead, we find ourselves today hunting a murderer who chose to violate our rights, the rights of an individual within this country. Just to recap yesterday's events, at around 12:20 p.m., political influencer Charlie Kirk was at Utah Valley University participating in a student-sponsored event with Turning Point USA. Charlie was shot at that event. He was transported to a local hospital where he later passed. Last night, his body was moved to the state office of the medical examiner. We will continue to facilitate movements to get him home today and with his family. Yesterday, during the investigative process, we located a couple of persons of interest. We interviewed those individuals, and after releasing them and after clearing them of being suspects, they face scrutiny, they face threats. We asked the public to be patient with the investigative process. These individuals were not suspects, they were people of interest. We ask that you do not impose into those people and that investigative process. They don't deserve that harassment for being subject to that. I'd like to thank all the investigators that are involved in this. They have worked around the clock. All day yesterday, through the night last night, investigators from the State Bureau of Investigations, from county, from city agencies, the university, our federal partners with the FBI, the ATF, and many others. Those are just a few of the people that we have involved in this. I'd like to thank all of them for their strong work. Through all that work last night, we were able to make a few breakthroughs. We were able to track the movements of the shooter. Starting at 11:52 a.m., this subject arrived on campus, shortly away from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood. Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads. We do have good video footage of this individual. We are not going to release that at this time. We are working through some technologies and some ways to identify this individual. If we are unsuccessful, we will reach out to you as the media and we will push that publicly to help us identify them. But we are confident in our abilities right now, and we would like to move forward in a manner that keeps everyone safe and moves this process appropriately. Last night, I communicated with Erica. The family's devastated. As a commissioner of public safety, as a father, as a husband, I can only imagine what that family's going through. The heinous event that happened yesterday is not Utah. This is not what we're known for. Over the past several weeks, we've seen this state come together to help families in mourning, come together as a community to show what Utah is known for a state of character, of service, of camaraderie, of a neighboring feel. We will not stand for what happened yesterday. We are exhausting every lead. We have every officer invested in this, every investigator, every local agency. The outpouring of support from the law enforcement community has been astounding. We are investing everything we have into this, and we will catch this individual. Having walked through the crime scene, through the hallways of this school, through the classrooms, I can't imagine what the people on scene felt as well. A horrific event where some of them barricaded in classrooms, some of them ran in fear. Can't overstate the tragedy and the horrific event that yesterday was, and how we will work to bring to justice the actions of one individual or any other individuals that assisted in that. Our state has gone through a lot, and we will come out successful. With that, I'll turn the time over to Special Agent Bowles in charge.
Good morning. My name is Robert Bowles, and I am the Special Agent in charge of the Salt Lake Field Office. Following yesterday's tragic shooting of Charlie Kirk, FBI agents have been working around the clock in coordination with our law enforcement partners. We are and will continue to work nonstop until we find the person that has committed this heinous crime and find out why they did it. This morning, I can tell you that we have recovered what we believe is the weapon that was used in yesterday's shooting. It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle. That rifle was recovered in a wooded area where the shooter had fled. The FBI laboratory will be analyzing this weapon. Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis. Now, I understand there are a lot of questions about motive. I assure you that all leads, tips are being fully investigated. As of this morning, we have received more than 130 tips. We thank the community for that. The FBI has brought every resource to bear, and we will continue to do so throughout the course of this investigation. The FBI's mission is to protect the American people. It's to uphold the Constitution of the United States. Any attack on the First Amendment is an attack on the very foundation of our democracy. That is why we will relentlessly pursue this case and the shooter until we find him. We also continue to grieve with the family and the community. It's our community. If you have any video or images from the shooting, we ask you to please submit them to our digital media tip website at www.fbi.gov/Utah Valley Shooting.
Welcome in to everybody listening in. Can y'all please smack the thumbs up? And I would greatly appreciate it. We have quite a few people in here and not enough thumbs up. Let me see what y'all saying so far. They located a trans person of interest is Bruce. What? Bruce Jenner. It's not like they're trying to say there's 73 genders. Somebody said happy 9/11. That's wild, y'all. Please smack the thumbs up though, y'all. Let me keep it going.
You can also call the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI. We truly rely on the public's help in these types of cases, and no tip is too small or insignificant. Thank you.
Why is it sounding like this?
Absolutely. So what I'll release about the suspect is suspect blended in well with a college institution. And we're not releasing many details right now. And
We have 756 people watching on the other channel, the political channel. Can y'all please smack the thumbs up? And subscribe to the channel if you have not. I greatly appreciate the 330 some people that subscribed and on the LLC channel and the 800 and some people that subscribed on the crime channel. But thank y'all so much for the ones that's hitting the thumbs up right now. It's free, y'all. Support the content, support the host, support the channel by hitting the thumbs up and also subscribing.
And we will soon. But right now we're not. But that individual appears to be of college age. We are confident in our abilities to track that individual. If we're unsuccessful in identifying them immediately, we will reach out for the public's help and the media's help in pushing those photos. That was a new development overnight, working through the night, studying those cameras. So that's something that's new and that we're working through right now. As far as the security, I cannot speak to that. Neither the Department of Public Safety nor the Federal Bureau of Investigation was involved in the planning or security of this event, and that'll have to be a question later for other agencies.
So that's a good question, and it's a question that goes to the safety of the community, right? No, not in those woods. We've walked through those woods and secured it. As to the community, I can tell you that this was a targeted event. We don't believe that the community is at risk. However, we are exhausting every resource to find him, and we will.
People are saying that it was an inside job. Do y'all believe that this was an inside job? And I see y'all talking about a show. I see that they said that they will not be airing a repeat because I guess he was on South Park episode that mocked Kirk. It won't rerun on Comedy Central, and so I guess they was poking fun at him or something. It says Comedy Central would not air reruns of a recent South Park episode poking fun at Charlie Kirk, following a right-wing activist unaliving yesterday. However, the episode will remain on a Paramount streaming platform. A source confirmed to CNN. Variety first reported the news. So, the episode titled "Got a Nut" originally aired on August 6th, and it featured a character named Clyde launching a podcast to toss rhetorical bombs and champion right-wing talking points. Later, Clyde sets up a table at South Park Elementary where he challenges the school student to debate, a style reminiscent of Kirk's Prove Me Wrong tent format. That's what his tent said, and that's what he was sitting under. So Eric Cartman, one of the show's main characters, similarly morphs into a Kirk-like figure, and Clyde is at one point awarded that Charlie Kirk awarded for the young master debater. So I never seen this episode. I didn't like this dude was really making his way, wasn't he? I mean, but he was being pushed by the president. So he was among the best of them. So, you know, the rich folks. So Kirk found the South Park mockery amusing, using a screenshot from the episode as his podcast avatar on Instagram and TikTok. Honestly, my first reaction was that I kind of laughed, he told Fox News. After viewing the episode teaser trailer, it's kind of funny. And it kind of goes to show the cultural impact and the resonance that our moment has been able to achieve. So I look at this as a badge of honor. Okay, so they not gonna show it again. It was something that he liked. And it also says the turning point officials urges supporters to honor Kirk's legacy. And like I said, a lot of them are hanging out at his his business. But what was this right here? Oh, also this says that he has spoke on receiving tons of threats, right, throughout his career. So now we have 1,000 people watching on the politics side. Can y'all please subscribe and smack the thumbs up? Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody on both sides. I can't even see the number because my screen is covered over here on StreamYard. I don't know what they got going on, but I can see at least on the phone. But it says that so it says post on Charlie Kirk's page says he received thousands of threats throughout his life. He goes on, he said in the first they said in the first post on his account, since death threats, Turning Point USA mourned his co-founder and shared he was no stranger to threats. So it says he received thousands throughout his career, but he always prioritized reaching as many young Americans as possible over his own personal safety. So the statement by the conservatives political organization read, hold on. I'm going to let them finish. I'll get back to that. He misled tons of youth, somebody said. Shout out to everybody tuning in. It is moving really fast. R.I.P., a real human being, a great man. Put a 1 in the chat if you are a supporter of Kirk. Put in a 2 in the chat if you are not.
Well, we will do so. So I can't comment specifically on his face or any details such as that, as it's continuing to be a part of the investigation. And again, we'll release that shortly. However, we're doing everything we can to find him, and we're not sure how far he has gone yet, but we will do our best. We have images of the suspect. Again, as part of the investigation, we're not releasing any details such as that right now. We are exhausting all of our resources to be able to collect those, but that's, again, part of the investigation. Excuse me? We are working on that, but again, part of the investigation that I can't release. Not at all. We've got complete and total support from everyone, from the director on down, and it's been an incredible supportive environment so far. All I can say is that we're working the investigation the best we have with the environment we're given. So thank you.
Dang, that's it.
We've just been listening to officials in Utah. They're describing what they call a breakthrough in the search for the gunman who shot and killed conservative activist Charlie Kirk at a speaking event yesterday. They say now that they are confident that they can track the shooter's movements. Let's get right to ABC News Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman. Matt, it sounds like they've acquired quite a bit of evidence overnight on the shooter's movements.
Yeah, it seems like they've made a significant breakthrough in figuring out at least when this person started. They said they tracked him arriving here on campus about 11:52 a.m. The shooting happened about 18 minutes later. Then they tracked his movements on campus, going up a stairwell, climbing up on top of the roof, setting up for that shot. And then at some point after the shot, very quickly scampering across the roof, jumping off of it and running into a nearby neighborhood. They also said something very interesting. They are concerned about overly identifying this person. I think it seems that they know or have a pretty good beat on who this person might be or where they might be. They're keeping some of this information close to the vest, but they did say, Diane, that this person blended into the college community. They can't say that it was a student, but it was someone of that age who may have looked the part. Obviously, someone who was capable with a firearm. They found that rifle in a wood, and they do say that they have a palm imprint, they have a forearm imprint, and a foot imprint. So I think they are getting close to this person. And for folks at home who've been listening, you can tell that they are adamant that they are going to find this suspect. Both the FBI and the Utah Department of Public Safety saying that they are going to get this man. And it also helps explain why we have been seeing, Diane, so little security here over the past, I would say, 8 hours. This place was full of law enforcement when we arrived here last night. Now it's virtually empty because they believe that this person is not here, and it seems that they are actively pursuing this suspect elsewhere. They say they'll update us, but apparently they don't want to give too much away to the public at this point, Diane.
And I want to bring in ABC's Chief Justice Correspondent Pierre Thomas, too, because, Pierre, they also say they recovered the weapon used in this shooting. What more are you hearing about that and the other evidence they've found so far?
Well, Diane, what you see unfolding is all the things that we said that they were doing last night bore fruit. The surveillance footage around the campus yielded information.
Wow, shout out to the 2.8K people that's on the politics channel. I need a moderator over there. Y'all please smack the thumbs up as y'all tuning in. We gonna keep it going. We almost done with this one, and I'm gonna read a report from his group. Let's go.
And images of the shooter, and they're very confident based on the clear imaging that they have that they can identify this person. Also, because they had those images, they were able to track the suspect into the woods. That's where they found a weapon that they suspect was used in the shooting. They won't know until they do additional forensic work on that, the palm impression, all the other evidence. So you literally see how the dragnet is unfolding based on that surveillance footage that they spent time overnight painstakingly going through and looking for. You'll now see them pursuing information from surrounding areas, doorbell cameras, anything like that. This is a massive investigation.
There you go,
that involves
Anthony.
collating huge amounts of information, but they feel very strongly that they have a high likelihood of being able to identify the suspect soon. They said if they cannot do so, they will seek the public and the media's help in doing so.
All right, Pierre, Matt, thank you both. Again, those were officials in Utah describing what they call a breakthrough in the search for the gunman who shot and killed conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Investigators are now saying that they are able to track that shooter's movements, that they have good video of the suspect, and they are confident in their ability to track him down. We will continue to bring you updates on this story as we have them. Our coverage continues on ABC News Live.
This guy is good. I mean, everybody is looking for him, and they ain't found him yet. Who is this guy? Who trained him? You know what I'm saying? He do look like he could be a college student. And I wonder if he knows him personally, if they have any other footage of him being at other events. Was he there casing the place prior? They did say that they seen him come in about 11:50 something, and then 18 minutes later. Is that what I heard? So this is something that Charlie's people released. Let me see. Let me come over here. I cannot see it. Oh no. So this is coming directly from Charlie Kirk's account. Okay, and then this is what they wrote. It says, every one of us at Turning Point USA is crushed and devastated by the hateful unaliving of our founder and guiding light. Charlie, they in trouble. The guiding light is gone. Charlie Kirk. All of us have lost a leader, a mentor, and a friend. I mean, I'm sure that somebody is definitely gonna carry this on. But I mean, everything is just happening right now because he definitely wasn't in this alone. He has a lot of people backing him, and a lot of people that don't back him too. But so it says every one of us at Turning Point USA is crushed and devastated by the hateful unaliving of our founder, and guiding light, Charlie Kirk. All of us have lost a leader, a mentor, and a friend. Above all, our hearts are with Erica and their 2 children. Charlie was an ideal husband and a perfect father. Above all else, we ask you to pray for the Kirks after the incomprehensible loss they have suffered. More than anyone, Charlie believed in the power of argument. He definitely loved to argue and good faith, debate to find the truth and guide people towards, if not agreement, then at least mutual understanding. Charlie was no stranger to threats. He received thousands throughout his life, but he always prioritized reaching as many young Americans as possible as his own personal, over his own personal safety. Now, Charlie has become America's greatest martyr to the freedom of speech. He so adored. In his 31 years, Charlie lived more than any of us will in 100. Yeah, he lived 31 years more than any of them in 100. So he had an overwhelming passion for life and a deep belief in his power as an individual to make a difference. With the spirit of a pioneer, Charlie launched Turning Point out of his parents' garage as an 18-year-old with no money. He had to know somebody. I wonder, did he come from a rich family at all? I know they said he didn't have no money, but that don't mean, because how did he get so close to the president? I would think that he would have known his family from when he was younger or something. Do y'all know how he met the president? I just found out about him yesterday. I'm just curious as I'm reading this. So he started his own business in his parents' garage with no money, no name recognition, only a dream. His energy and drive were awe-inspiring, without equal and deeply infectious. Charlie refused to squander a single day of his life. He was a natural builder and problem solver who loved a challenge and saw every setback as a change to learn, grow, pray, and try again. He was fundamentally decent, always eager to make new friends and allies, and to support and defend the ones he had already made. His values were timeless, American ones: honesty, forthrightness, duty, loyalty, and fair play. So they definitely had a lot of nice things to say. Again, this is coming directly from his account. And let me go and see what else I can see here. That was actually posted 54 minutes ago. And wait, let me move this. And they put this. Hold on. Now, I know they didn't put this video on this page. It says, if we want things to change, it's 100% necessary to politicize the senseless unaliving of, this is him showing that lady on the bus or in North Carolina. That was Charlie actually posting that. Okay. Because I seen that it was covered up, and I know that's how his video is, but no. That's what he was talking about right before all of this happened. Okay, let me go. Let me see what y'all saying. Matter of fact, let me play something because I got a couple things up here. We gonna go through. What is this? Let's see what they saying here.
Well, from reports and particularly our own correspondents, things are tightening around the man who they think is the assassin. They are trying to catch him for killing conservative icon Charlie Kirk at a college event in Utah yesterday. It's not still been 24 hours, and the FBI is moving quickly now with some details and evidence that they picked up in the last hour or so. And it's revealing this morning that images of the shooter exist, and you can see those images on your screen right now. If anyone has any information on this person of interest, please contact the FBI. 1-800-CALL-FBI, and we'll get that up on all of our social platforms immediately. Authorities are saying they have been able to track the suspect's movements and have recovered the high-power rifle officials say they believe the shooter used in the attack. The FBI is confident it will be able to catch this person. Sources close to Fox News also confirm investigators are looking into what appears to be messages that are written both on the gun and the shell casings, recovered by authorities just in the last 35 minutes or so. Bill Maluzhin has that part of our story. The content of those messages, though, is still unclear. At least they have not revealed them to us in the wider media. This is Outnumbered. I'm Harris Faulkner, here with my co-hosts, Emily Campagno and Kayleigh McEnany. Also joining us today, Laura Trump, host of My View with Laura Trump, and Lawrence Jones, co-host of Fox and Friends. First, let's go to CB Cotton and get the very latest at Utah Valley University. CB.
Hi, Harris. Well, multiple sources have told Fox News about the messages that appear to be left behind on both the ammunition and firearm recovered from the scene of Charlie Kirk's assassination. So far, the FBI, as you mentioned, has declined to comment on this. But what the agency is saying is that they've got lots of good video of the killer's path on this campus.
We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. We do have good video footage of this individual. We are not going to release that at this time.
Agents say the shooter got on campus less than an hour before assassinating 31-year-old Charlie Kirk, who was visiting Utah Valley University in Orem, which is about an hour away from Salt Lake City. The FBI says the gunman blended in well on campus and appears to be college-aged. Agents say he wore all-black tactical gear as he fired off the fatal shot from about 200 yards away towards the stage, where Kirk had just started answering a question from someone in the crowd. After the shooting, the suspect ran off into a neighborhood, according to FBI agents who say they found a high-powered bolt-action rifle in a wooded area. Other clues were also left behind.
Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis.
They got his whole body print.
The FBI is also asking for anyone with photos or videos to please share those with the agency. And moments ago, the FBI also released a new photo saying this could be a person of interest in this case. I know our show producers are going to work diligently to share that image with our viewers. Harris, back over to you.
Yeah, and we are putting up that image of the person of interest, CB, right now, and we will continue to do that. They are looking for the public's help now. They have obviously tightened their net around this suspect, and the public can be of immediate help just in cutting the timeline. They are going to get this guy.
Are y'all shocked that it is this guy? Did y'all expect that it would be this guy? Like, what could his gripe actually be? And then this is also the layout of where Charlie was. And it was the Lucy Center, or see where it says LOSEE Center. That's where he was. I mean, directly across the street. Literally straight across from it. Hold on. And some former FBI said this wasn't this shot wasn't nothing. Let me see what he said exactly. So a FBI guy, he said that a 200-yard shot is not very remarkable. And then they also said for a sniper, that is a failure. Because a sniper only goes for the head or the heart. And so he missed technically is what I guess is what he was saying. 200 yards with a rifle is a rookie shot. Okay. Logan said. Okay, so excuse me. So this is what the FBI said. He said the gunman who unalived Charlie Kirk opened fire from 200 yards away. Officials said, but striking a target from that distance is not especially difficult. Former FBI Tim said. And then it's not a spectacular shot. I was actually training sniper Wednesday morning up until the time this event happened, and they were taking shots at out of 500 to 600 yards. So this 200 mess it. So he says, so 200 yards isn't a terrible distance, but he said, but you need to know how to aim and control your trigger pull. And that's about all it takes at a 200 yards to make an effective shot like that. And so authorities have not named the suspect. We heard them say that. Footage shows the dark shape. Everybody, okay, we see that. And do I have it up? And so yeah, this is where the guy was at. The approximate site of the shooting. Wait, did I have it wrong? I thought they did say that he was on a Lucy building. I think, let me see. Footage shows a dark shape, possibly a person lying down on the roof of a Utah Valley University Lucy Center. Okay. So where another clip shows someone running shortly after the shooting, and where crime tape was seen after Kirk was fired upon. Says Charlie Kirk, political activist and ally. Okay. Hold on. All right. So let's go back to this, and I'm still looking. I'm gonna go and see what other people are saying. I'm gonna let this finish though.
800 call FBI, and the image that you want to keep, that we'll keep up on the screen as long as possible, is there too. We're also, and I'm kind of saying this to you, but also asking our team wider who's listening to flood our social media with this. All platforms are outnumbered right now as well. Lawrence, well, none of us slept last night, but you were up on the air earlier than anybody here on the couch.
He said that.
And this day has gone rapidly different than maybe some people had thought. And
somebody said that Kirk had made a post saying that empathy is dangerous. You know, and that's funny you say that, because I heard somebody say that like Trump and his administration don't have empathy at all. Like they don't like it. I might have heard Mary Trump say that. And then, you know, somebody had mentioned something about his nephew or his brother wanting money for his son to move him because he was disabled or something, and allegedly Trump said, let him die, he don't even know you here or something. Had y'all ever heard that? That just made me think about that. I didn't hear it personally from his mouth, but that is what I heard. It was an alien. Yeah, speaking of aliens, we got that going on too. I mean, what's not happening? They talking about a missile hit something and it bounced off. They were talking about that in a hearing. That was his actual words. Wow. Why threaten the HBCU? Charlie got hit with an empathy. Wow. Let me hit play.
In a very good way. We're getting more information. We might be close to getting the suspected assassin.
Well, earlier this morning, there was a lot of trepidation for me in particular, even though a lot of people that I know and love and respect work at the FBI, that we hadn't got a photo. Because that's the first step right here in justice, is identifying who this person is so they can stand trial before the peers of this country with a jury.
Okay, so shout out to CNN. This is a minute ago. They posted, still no suspect apprehended in Charlie Kirk's unaliving, but here's what we know. So the search for the suspect in the unaliving of Charlie is in full force, with police asking for anyone with information to come forward. In the last few hours, officials postponed a press conference because of a rapid because of rapid developments in the case. Okay, though it's not clear what those developments are, we will bring updates from the officials of what happened. So for now, here's a rundown of where the investigation stands. Okay, so we gonna catch up. Earlier today, the Utah Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason said authorities have looked through good videos of the suspected shooter, and tracked his movements. We heard him say that. They believe that he jumped off the roof and fled into the neighborhood after the shooting. We heard him say that. That eventually led officials to find a high-powered bought action rifle they believe was the weapon used to fire on Kirk from afar in the woods where the shooter ran. FBI agents in charge, Robert Bull, said, okay, so since then, videos obtained by CNN shows law enforcement walking through a neighborhood near Utah Valley University. Police are also asking people for their doorbell cameras. They gonna catch him. I'm really shocked they don't have this guy. Where could he be, y'all? Where could this guy be? Somebody was mentioning that he could be a trans person. He looks really frail to me about the shoulders. He looked, and then he's holding his arms and fists like weird to me. But police have also received. Let me pull this up. Oh, well, he's on the screen, but this will probably be closer. If he black, then he must have a mask on. Like, nah, this is a white guy. I can tell by his build, the way he looked. Like, yeah, he looks Caucasian to me. So police have also released new photos of the suspect and encouraging people to submit information. FBI tips. Okay, the FBI is offering $100,000. We know about that. And hold on. Oh, that is right. I wanted to hear from the president because he talked about him. It says that President Trump announced this morning he will soon award Kirk a Presidential Medal of Freedom, and the highest civilian honor awarded by the president. Wow. I told y'all this was his boy. The president also said he planned to speak to Kirk's family this afternoon. Vice President J.D. Vance and the second lady flew to Utah today and retrieved Kirk's remains. The Vice President J.D. Vance and the second lady flew to Utah today, retrieved Kirk's remains and casket. They will fly. They will be flown on an Air Force to back to Arizona. Two sources familiar. Wait, so they gonna bury him like a military person? Is that what we got? Is that what they doing? Is that what they're doing? Yeah, I can read. I'm just trying to understand what I'm reading, and I talk slow anyway. But yeah, I can read. Can you hear me? Can you do a better job? Do you got a channel? But anyway, so this is very interesting. This is very interesting. Well, he did say, lower your flags. It sounds like he's being treated like the military. Am I wrong for thinking this? So he a soldier? Okay, the U.S. State Department will undertake appropriate action against foreigners in the United States, praising, rationalizing, or making light of Kirk's death, Deputy Secretary of Chris said. Wow. They said against foreigners, praising, rationalizing, or making light. So meanwhile, in the Washington, D.C., police responded to a Democratic National Committee headquarters due to a bomb threat that has so far been determined to not be credible, according to the DNC. It is a lot going on, and on top of it, it is 9/11. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really confused on that. Loco, get the hell out my chat. How's that? Okay, so let's I need to find the video that I want to find though. Let me do this. Now let's do this.
And now we have that photo. Our imagination based on the person who they targeted, Charlie Kirk, and since he was given a political speech, and since they didn't fire at the crowd, but they fired directly at his head, we knew it was political. Now we got the shell casings and other ammo that have political messages there. So we're getting closer and closer. I just hope that we're all zooming in, all law enforcement. You got to get this guy.
I had heard that they didn't find shell casings and thought that he had picked it up because they didn't find it, but they found some ammunition somewhere. But we did read that he scribbled something on there. Okay, BFF, I appreciate you. Shout out to Sharia in the building. I just happened to be looking over here. Shout out to everybody. Thank y'all for the thumbs up. Everybody hitting the thumbs up and also subscribing to the channel. I appreciate y'all. We going to the president.
It is Charlie was a representation of a movement of young people in America. And I don't care if you agree with his politics or not. We can't have that in this country.
You know, part of the excitement too around Charlie, and I was sharing last hour, in the state of Arizona, he was being talked about in circles of people who were decades older than he. Can't wait till he becomes governor. Like, people saw the trajectory of this young man. But part of the conversation was, could he bring the youth vote? Because young people may get activated and motivated, but until they go to the polls, that's the big difference. And he apparently could do that.
Yeah, he did do that. I'll tell you, as the former RNC co-chair, we worked very closely with Turning Point USA. What Charlie was able to do is really miraculous. When you think about the fact that he didn't finish college, he dropped out of college, yet his goal was to mobilize these students to really change the tenor on college campuses. And he was able to do that. We saw a huge shift in young voters. This election in particular, especially with young men, Charlie played such a huge role in that. I don't think you can ever overstate it. I said this last night on Jesse's show, but I believe that Donald Trump probably wouldn't be president right now without the assistance of Charlie Kirk. What he has done and his legacy, I think, is even too big to comprehend right now. The void and the hole that will be left is enormous. And I'm just hopeful, as someone who cares about, this country and the forward progress.
Just wanted to take this moment to pause it and ask y'all on the crime channel, on both channels, can everybody please hit the thumbs up? So I'm looking at 158 on the crime channel with 81 thumbs up. Can we get the thumbs up to 158? It's free. It don't cost you a dime and it helps me a lot. So can y'all please smack that thumbs up? And on the LLC side, we have 386 people with 204 thumbs up. So thank y'all for doing way better than the crime channel. But can we please let the number of people watching match the thumbs up? All you got to do is hit the 3 dots upper right and hit that like button. You can also double tap the screen, but I don't know. It might not stick. So please get the thumbs up, y'all. Let me see what y'all saying. Thank you to everybody answering the poll. Let me see. I don't even think the poll is on the crime channel, and y'all over here lying, talking about y'all hitting it. Yes, at 51%, 180. Look, these votes are going. So I got we had 200 votes over here. And I ain't got 200 thumbs up. 50-50. Doing it now. And yes, boy, y'all something else. Thank you for the ones that just hit the thumbs up on the crime channel. It's free, y'all, and it is very helpful. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of this country that someone is able to pick up where Charlie left off. Turning Point USA is such an important organization. I'm personally.
Is that true? Did Charlie hate empathy? Are y'all saying that? I mean, Cody, you ain't see what I read? They sound like they creating new laws for people that don't take this seriously. You know, that's something what I just read. It's kind of like, I mean, they made laws with the Democrats. It was laws that if you don't call the person they right pronoun, you could be arrested. So it sounds like something like that, what I just read. I literally just read that. MAGA loves to hate. The end. Shout out to Mimi. Welcome in. This is hell, not earth. Yeah. Hell on earth, I would say, because hell is a little bit hotter than it is right now. It is a disgrace to speak ill of the dead. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Now, I agree. You're not going to catch me talking ill about somebody. I don't play with the dead. I don't. I really don't. And I also don't wish death on nobody. So that is crazy. In that point, R.I.P. Charlie Kirk, fly. Okay, let's keep going.
Very grateful for everything he did, all the work he did. And you can't go to one of those events without palpably taking in how impactful Charlie Kirk was.
Yeah, you know, I want to get your response in part to what Lara's saying, because what she's talking about is more than a movement. It's a complete political shift. If you get a whole new generation of voters who have the kind of bravery to speak out that he embodied.
Yeah, Lara saw it firsthand at the RNC. I saw the data online today. A 44-point shift in Gen Z men over 2 years. How did that happen? Charlie Kirk. That happened because of Charlie Kirk. And when I look at that image on the screen, I know we have to show it. I know how important that is for law enforcement purposes, but I have rage in my soul when I see that individual. And I want to tell that person, and I hope someone does convey this to this person someday, somehow. Charlie had a light in him, a special light. And you might have thought you extinguished that light, but boy, did you not extinguish that light. You set a raging fire that is here to stay, and it is a fire that is going across the world when you took that young man's life. I just want to share quickly some texts I got, because I've already shared my personal history with Charlie. These are texts I got from people who didn't know Charlie. One mom said, back to school night last night, was shocked and upset. He promoted free speech. He listened respectfully to dissenters. A mom from across the nation sent another text. I would find clips. I'd show them to my 3 sons. They would almost debate Charlie back. I was teaching them to have civil discourse. A father, I did not realize what voice he had with my kids and young people. Jim Jordan called me last night. He said his grandchildren say he is the Rush Limbaugh of their generation.
Mimi.
And Chip Roy this morning shared with me a Bible verse his son sent him. And I think this is just sums up Charlie and sums up this moment. 1 Corinthians 15:58. He said this, therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stand firm. Let nothing move you. Always give yourself fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain. Charlie's labor was not in vain. And you on the other side of the screen, you lit a raging fire.
A Christian believer, an angel among us versus the devil. It is a spiritual warfare right now. Let's hear from Charlie Kirk a little bit. Let's watch.
I go around universities and have challenging conversations, and because that's what is so important to our country, is to find our disagreements respectfully, because when people stop talking, that's when violence happens.
I've never seen someone do it.
Well, it's a growing trend because people like me are facing violence, assaults. The left. Yes, the campus Antifa. I've been stormed out of restaurants. I've been assaulted publicly, multiple death threats.
Okay, so what's your goal in all this?
There's more people that agree with me than some people would actually believe, and they come out of the woodwork when I do stuff like this. We record all of it so that we put on the internet so people can see these ideas collide. When people stop talking, that's when you get violence. That's when civil war happens, because you start to think the other side is so evil and they lose their humanity.
Such an incredible legacy that he himself said he wants to be remembered for his courage of faith. And that's all wrapped up with him unequivocally and at every opportunity advocating for peace and this civil discourse. 4 years ago, someone asked about if political violence was ever justified. And he said, it is incumbent upon us to exhaust all peaceful options. And there was a figure larger than life that represented so much, saying, I've got death threats. I've been assaulted in public. It is heartbreaking that there was a success to one of those measures. That bullet did not just take Charlie Kirk's life. It pierced a movement. And I thought the same thing, Laura. I wondered, in this huge void, in this larger than life shoes to fill, who will step up? And then I realized, but Charlie's legacy is empowering these millions of Americans that have been empowered with, charged with, and inspired by the concept that civil discourse and engaging, thoughtful listening and simply robust debate is the way to move forward, because we are all Americans at one time. And what breaks my heart in this moment is the loss for this nation, the trajectory he was on, and also that he did everything right. He did everything right, which was to espouse the benefits of peaceful, robust discourse. He was doing it all right. Even his fiercest critics applauded him for doing that, and yet he paid the ultimate price for it.
Well, again, we need your help. The FBI is trying to identify the whereabouts of this person of interest. So please look at your screen right now. And again, we are putting this across all of our social platforms. So even during
and loved him are united in shock and horror.
Okay, so I finally found one of the videos I wanted to play. Let's go.
I'm filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed, because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory. May God watch over his family, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
All right. What y'all think
Went
about what he
into
said?
that flame to save their fellow teammates.
So they are at this too. President Trump and First Lady attend September 11th observant event. Let's see. But I ain't gonna play this because this don't have nothing to do with what we talking about right now. So let me see. Hold on.
They covered their faces with t-shirts rolled in water to shield their skin and pushed through the fire and rubble.
Let's see what Pete had said.
Years ago, Islamist terrorists massacred nearly.
Hold on, y'all. Let's listen at this. What I'm looking at right now is the FBI Salt Lake City's page, and they put this particular part on their page of the press conference. I just wanted to listen at what they are saying. And 18 hours ago, they posted, as soon as we heard about the shooting, special agent and personnel from Salt Lake City field of office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to the investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside our partners.
To do so throughout the court. Following yesterday's tragic shooting of Charlie Kirk, FBI agents have been working around the clock in coordination with our law enforcement partners. We are and will continue to work nonstop until we find the person that has committed this heinous crime and find out why they did it. This morning, I can tell you that we have recovered what we believe is the weapon that was used in yesterday's shooting. It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle. That rifle was recovered in a wooded area where the shooter had fled. So the FBI laboratory will be analyzing this weapon. Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis. Now, I understand there are a lot of questions about motive. I assure you that all leads, tips are being fully investigated. As of this morning, we have received more than 130 tips. We thank the community for that. The FBI has brought every resource to bear, and we will continue to do so throughout the course of this investigation. The FBI's mission is to protect the American people. It's to uphold the Constitution of the United States. Any attack on the First Amendment is an attack on the very foundation of our democracy. That is why we will relentlessly pursue this case and the shooter until we find him. We also continue to grieve with the family and the community. It's our community. If you have any video or images from the shooting, we ask you to please submit them to our digital media tip website at www.fbi.gov/Utah Valley Shooting. You can also call the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI. We truly rely on the public's help in these types of cases, and no tip is too small or insignificant.
So yeah, I gotta do another poll to see who we got up in here. I see a lot of different opinions in the chat as I was kind of looking at it. Let me see how many votes we have. Now we got 200 and no, it's going. But I wanted to say thank you to everybody on the politics side that's hitting the thumbs up. Right now it's over 300 people and 252 thumbs up. So if you haven't got a chance to hit the thumbs up, can you please do that right now? We got 286 votes. We should have at least 286 thumbs up on both sides because that's how many people voted and said that they actually hit the thumbs up. But I'm gonna end that poll. I'm gonna start another one. And so when everything happened, they were in this meeting, the House, the Congress speaks on the floor, and they did like a moment of silence. It was some chaos, I heard. I don't know if it's gonna show us that, but I heard that, they wanted to do a moment of silence, and then somebody wanted to pray, and then somebody, I guess, had a problem with them wanting to pray, and they kind of got into it. But I guess they did the moment of silence. Let's see what this is.
The chair would ask that all members present in the chamber and those in the gallery please rise for a moment of prayer for Charlie Kirk and his family.
Oh, a moment of prayer. Who praying? Everybody praying to themselves? Somebody described this wrong. I guess they gonna.
For what purpose does the gentlelady from Colorado rise?
Oh, I guess they are arguing about prayer.
Let's wait a minute.
They said
The House will be in order. The House will be in order.
What is going on?
The House will be in order. The House will be in order.
Not today. Prayer.
We will join prayer right after this, okay? The chair lays before the House a communication. The House will be in order.
Not today, it ain't.
Thank you all. The House will be in order. The chair.
We see how that prayer went. I heard a F-bomb. I don't know who that is screaming and hollering. What is going on? Yeah. Oh, I had a video that is supposed to explain that. That's right. Hold on. Let me find that. We need to know what is really going on. The same kind of hate Merlin compares. I don't know who that is. Hold on. Hold on. We gonna just go to Hedge Seth right quick. I need to find something. Where is it at? I think I have one up here too, right? Let's go down here then.
May we never forget our deployed. Ladies and gentlemen, the Secretary of War, the Honorable Pete Hegseth.
24 years ago, Islamist terrorists massacred nearly 3,000 innocent American lives in New York City, Shanksville, Pennsylvania, and right here at the Pentagon. The building you see behind me, the War Department, was targeted in an act of savage evil. And today on these hallowed grounds, we gather to honor those victims and heroes with the resolve to never forget. We gather to pay tribute to the first responders who charged into the flames and up the stairs, to those trapped on planes fighting their final fight, and to the families.
Thank you, Anthony, for getting that spam up out of my chat. Like, y'all can have your own opinion. Just don't spam the chat or say nothing false, lying in my chat. Knock it off. But yeah, be adults in the chat. But y'all are free to have your opinion. You can do it respectfully.
Whose lives were forever altered by that fateful day. Like everyone in this audience, I remember exactly where I was when that first tower was struck. A college junior with a fresh set of Army fatigues in my dorm room closet, having just joined Army ROTC. Like too many Americans, I was naive to the threats brewing abroad and infiltrating our shores. But from that day forward, I felt an unshakable call to action, a duty to defend our sacred homeland with everything I had. Like all of you, 9/11 was the ultimate validator to serve. But I was not alone. An entire generation of warriors stepped forward, willing to pay the ultimate price to exact retribution and secure our country. Forged in the crucibles of Afghanistan and Iraq, we stood watch in distant lands on dangerous missions, often in retrospect, nebulous missions, all to secure our people and so we could live in peace. War is an enduring aspect of the human condition, a tool that, when wielded wisely, ruthlessly punishes enemies intent on terrorizing or subjugating our nation. War must not become a mere tool for global social work, eager to risk American blood and treasure for utopian fever dreams. We should hit hard, wreak vengeance, and return home. For 2 decades, our warriors fought with valor every day, far from home, even though sometimes their leaders gave them nation-building missions and half-baked exits. Thankfully, today, we have an American military that President Trump has now rebuilt twice. Yet, despite the weight of history, the Department of War will always honor the service of our warriors and all they left behind, never straying from the warrior ethos they and those on 9/11 embodied and deserve. We best honor their memory and the memory of 9/11 by learning the correct lessons of that day and the decades of courage that followed. Full hearts, clear eyes. To every member of our War Department, past and present, you are the best, the real elite, the real 1% of this nation. Standing here today, we honor those 184 rings of the bell, souls lost at the Pentagon and on Flight 77. Even as first responders were grossly outnumbered by the wounded, many ran toward the chaos, cared for the injured, and comforted the dying. It was bedlam. But in that moment, American heroism was laid bare. That purpose, that spirit lives on in uniform today. Despite such tragedies, our republic endured. It endured that day. It endured on Flight 93, charging that cockpit and at the Pentagon. It endured over those Islamists. It endured over 2 decades of war, and it endured stronger, wiser, and tougher. forged by the blood and courage of patriots. Our job now is to ensure that future generations inherit a strong and vigilant America. 9/11 is vivid for me and all of you, but it will soon live only in the history books for our youngest. We must teach our children that the price of freedom we love is eternal vigilance. Instill in them the importance of upholding America's Constitution, holding tight to our freedom and our faith, and relentlessly pursuing our enemies. Prepare them to defend this nation by the ballot, the wallet, and when necessary, the cloth of our country, because the world remains a viper's nest. It requires us. As I speak, hostile elements plot to curb our power and slaughter our people in our homeland, in our hemisphere, and halfway around the globe. Not everyone needs to wear a uniform, but some of us do. That is our profession and our promise to this nation. In closing, a reading from Scripture, Romans chapter 5, verses 3 through 4. We rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, endurance produces character, and character produces hope. On this day, 24 years ago, we suffered. In the years since, we have endured. Our service and sacrifice have forged our character, and today we stand in hope for the future of our great nation. The young soldiers who take the oath give me hope. The young cops who wear the badge give me hope. The young firefighters who answer the call give me hope. The young agents who patrol our border give me hope. The life, example, and even death of Christ follower and American patriot Charlie Kirk give me hope. Sheer courage, no matter the arena. Charlie, we love you. We know that you have heard the Lord's words. Well done, good and faithful servant. Full heart, clear eyes. Like those on 9/11, he will never be forgotten. So I thank God for all of you and all of our fighters from that day to today and beyond. May God bless our warriors as they ruthlessly seek our enemies on behalf of the fellow citizens they love. We owe you and all of those who witnessed 9/11 nothing less. It is now my great honor to introduce to you our Commander-in-Chief, President Donald J. Trump.
Okay, let me get over here. All right, before he say too much, I just happen to be browsing and look at this. Somebody already done wrote a book. Like, what? Somebody wrote a book. Like, if this is real, it looked pretty real to me. Y'all could research a little bit if you want. But somebody already got a book. Okay, who did this? Anastasia Casey, that's what it says. Anastasia J. Casey. Who is this person? And then look at this. There's a publishing date of yesterday. Or wait, is it? Yeah, published date was yesterday or the 9th, the day before it happened. I didn't put this up, but I found it somewhere, so I need to go to the actual site to see. But do y'all believe your eyes that somebody would make a book? Let's see. About the aftermath. Hey, they didn't waste no time. They are journaling this thing. Let me see. It says and we don't have all of it, but it says the book overview on September 10th, 2025. The campus of Utah Valley University was forever changed during a scheduled event. featuring Charlie Kirk, the prominent conservative activist and founder of Turning Point USA. A shocking act of violence unfolded that shocked students, faculty, and the nation. This book provides an in-depth, humanized account of the shooting, the immediate aftermath, and the ripple effects that reached far beyond Orem, Utah. Through detailed reporting, the September 9th, though, wasn't it the 10th? How you write it before that? Link is dead from Google Amazon. Maybe we could type it in and see if it comes up. I don't even have a link. Where you get a link from? Oh, I meant to do that poll because I keep seeing y'all got a debate going. So look, we got 228 thumbs up on the politics side, and no, 288 thumbs up, and we have 278 people tuning in. So thank you. We starting a match, but we went down in views. But thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe too. But yeah. This is I'm quite shocked here. It's $6.99 on Kindle.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. Before we begin, let me express the horror and grief so many Americans
Thank y'all for
at
hitting
the
the thumbs
heinous
up.
assassination of Charlie Kirk have felt. Charlie was a giant of his generation, a champion of liberty, and an inspiration to millions and millions of people. Our prayers are with his wonderful wife, Eric, and his beautiful children. Fantastic.
Now I didn't even know that he would speak on him here, but I'm glad we went to it because I had a feeling that he was gonna say something.
Well, they are. We miss him greatly, yet I have no doubt that Charlie's voice and the courage he put into the hearts of countless
Right, I
people,
am shocked at that.
especially young people, will live on. I'm pleased to announce that I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Yeah, this is my first time hearing about him. I had never heard about him at all, but they definitely laying him to rest like a soldier, sound like to me. So I just figure he a soldier for the Trump administration. Cause I mean, like, yeah, look at all this. Honoring him at the same time as honoring the 9/11.
The date of the ceremony will be announced, and I can only guarantee you one thing, that we will have a very big crowd. Very, very big. Thank you, my fellow Americans. 84 years ago this morning, the banks of the Potomac were filled with the clamor of construction workers who broke ground on the building now known as the Pentagon on September 11th, 1941. At the time, it was the biggest building ever built. From that moment forward, this structure stood as a monument to American strength, power, and cherished American freedom. Exactly 6 decades later, on September 11th, 2001, those same walls, built with the sweat and muscle, blood of our parents and grandparents, were scarred by flame and shaken by terror as our country came face to face with pure evil. On that fateful day, savage monsters attacked the very symbols of our civilization. Yet here in Virginia and in New York and in the skies over Pennsylvania, Americans did not hesitate. They stood on their feet and they showed the world that we will never yield, we will never bend, we will never give up. and our great American flag will never, ever fail. That terrible morning 24 years ago, time itself stood still.
Somebody just posted that like 3 seconds ago that TMZ laughed at the passing of Charlie. Let's see what they talking about right here.
Have somebody look at the
Wait a minute. So it says employees monitor social media, see Trump's post, and then seconds later Harvey is informed, but it's a car chase. What are we talking about? Let's see what this man talking about.
So here's the video of the TMZ employees cheering at the exact same time that Trump announced that he died at 1:40 p.m.
Janet, go to have somebody look at the Fox. Trump just posted that Charlie Kirk is dead.
All right, so is this ready to pull the trigger? We can get Trump cut in a second. There you.
Wait a minute. So it says damage control takes effect, and they blame it on the LA car chase that ended well after 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this was at 1:40. Like, wow. Like, so they cameras rolling. We did hear people cheering, but I don't know what these people was cheering about. Let's take it back.
So here's the video of the TMZ employees cheering at the exact same time that Trump announced that he died at 1:40 p.m.
Janet, go to have somebody look at the Fox. Trump just posted that Charlie Kirk is dead.
All right, so is this ready to pull the trigger? We can get Trump cut in a second. There you have it. At 1:40, Trump posts that Charlie is dead. The people in the newsroom see it, they cheer, and then they immediately let Harvey know. The car chase ended half an hour after this happened. It had nothing to do with the car chase, okay? It was because he died.
Whoa, what y'all think about that? Are they gonna be arresting people at TMZ? I don't know, I don't know exactly what they said they was gonna do, but they don't want people making light of is what I stand for as well. Thank you, God, for allowing your will to be done. Wow, what the heck? Listen, I do not support that. Okay, you're gonna get struck down. Bye, Charlie. Who the hell said he's a douche? Anyway, I can't read y'all comments. Hold on. I would need to wait a minute. They trying to say that guy. Look, it says we found him, boys. Sky Valadez. Now that was 4 minutes ago. They claiming that they found this person. High school photo of Sky Valadez had a song called Charlie Kirk Dead at 31 on his SoundCloud. She, her pronouns on Facebook, lives in Salt Lake City metro area. What? Hold on, let me see what y'all think about this. This was posted about 4 minutes ago. This look like a AI. This photo look real shady. I can't say that this is a real picture. I really can't. Oh, let me let him keep talking while I do this.
The laughter of school children fell silent. The rush of our traffic came to an absolute halt. And for 2,977 innocent souls and their families, the entire world came crashing down so suddenly. In the quarter of a century since those acts of mass murder, 9/11 family members have felt the weight of missed birthdays and empty bedrooms, journals left unfinished, and dreams left unfulfilled. To every member that still feels a void every day of your lives, the First Lady and I unite with you in sorrow. And today, as one nation, we renew our sacred vow that we will never forget September 11th, 2001. Amid the horror of that morning, some used cell phones and office lines to whisper their final words to those who mattered most. They whispered indeed. At 8:59 a.m. aboard United Flight 175, Brian Sweeney called his wife, Julie. He told her, do good, go have good times. I totally love you. I'll see you again. I'll meet you up there. 4 minutes later, his plane hit the south tower of the World Trade Center. At 9:12 a.m. aboard American Airlines Flight 77, Renee May called her mom. Just the day before, Renee had learned that she was 7 weeks pregnant, but she never got the chance to share the news. She simply said, I love you, Mom. 25 minutes later, Renee's plane struck the Pentagon. So violent, a strike it was. At 9:53 a.m. aboard United Flight 93, Elizabeth Waineo called her stepmom. They're getting ready to break into the cockpit. What do I do? I love you so much. They're going to break in. 10 minutes later, Flight 93 ended in the hallowed field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. At 10:25 a.m., Tom McGinnis was trapped on the 92nd floor of the North Tower when he told his wonderful wife, Elena, on the phone, there are people jumping from the floors above us. If we get out of here, it'll be a total miracle. I love you, darling. Take care of Caitlin, beautiful daughter. 3 minutes later, the tower fell. Out of the ash, we witnessed the awesome power of that incredible love. We've seen it rise again. Out of the wreckage, we watched unbelievable courage suddenly take form. And out of the darkness, we saw the timeless truth of American character shine for the world to see. In America, we take blows, but we never buckle. We bleed, but we do not bow. And we defy the fear, endure the flames, and emerge from the crucible of every hardship stronger, prouder, and greater than ever before. Last year, we were a dead country. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. In New York, there were heroes like Chuck Costello, a 46-year-old elevator mechanic and a member of the Knights of Columbus. He selflessly ran into the World Trade Center to free people trapped in the elevators. His body was not found until the following January, deep under the debris. While going through his belongings, Chuck's widow, Mary, a phenomenal woman, discovered a personal prayer written in his own words, help me to light the way for those in the dark. And when I enter the darkness, let me not panic, but patiently wait to remember the light. Beautiful words. When the time came, Chuck ran boldly into the darkness of hell on earth, and now he shines in the light of heaven above.
Somebody said he's actually talking about 9/11. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all, please, somebody said release the Epstein files. Look, ain't nobody forgot about them files yet. We still want to know, where are the files? So here's the picture that I was talking about. I don't know if this is the person. I'm just showing y'all what I am seeing. That is the new picture that I am seeing being posted on social media, saying that this might be the person. Now, I had mentioned that it could be a trans person. You know, I don't know who this guy is, but he, like I said, his stance is kind of strange. He seems really frail and all that. But this picture that I'm looking at, I don't know. That picture looked old as heck. It looked, I don't know. But anyway, that is what is going on.
We remember him this morning. That day we learned that the American
How you doing, Michael?
heroic spirit was all around us. We saw it in the police
The person.
officers, the great firefighters, the service members.
Yesterday we were talking about who do you think could have done it? An immigrant, a black person, a white person, a trans person, or whatever. And that there was a video that we played where he was talking to a trans person, and they was like, yeah, he said, let him finish, you know, and this is a trans person that's dressed as a woman and all that, and the person seemed to be upset. And well, they said F you or whatever. And so when I'm looking at this picture of this person, they look like frail, look like their stance is off to me to be a man, just the way that he's holding his hands downward. Let me see. And with his fist balled, shoulders up a little bit, look real frail. I thought that maybe it could be. I don't know. Look at his shoulders. Look how he's standing. Arms straight down, fist balled up. Maybe they just caught him that way. I don't know. But it gives me feminine vibes. Personally. Let me show you these AI pictures. Now, this person that's standing in front of them, it looked like the t-shirt was ripped. But yeah, somebody was playing around with the computer on some of these. Shout out to Joe. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate it. Good question. Okay, let me let him keep talking. It is 9/11.
Pentagon and in the hearts of every American who answered history's call. One such hero was Army Sergeant First Class Steve Workman, who was on the edge of the impact zone when this incredible Pentagon was hit. He was right there. After leading hundreds of people to escape routes, Steve turned back and plunged into the inferno itself. Pushing through the debris, he came upon a severely burned Navy lieutenant, the only survivor from the Navy Command Center. Only one. The wounded lieutenant looked into Steve's soul and said, "Don't let me die." Steve replied, "I won't. I've got you. Just hang on." He wheeled the lieutenant out of the wreckage on the back of a maintenance cart before getting in the ambulance and taking him to Walter Reed Hospital. That man Steve saved, Lieutenant Kevin Schaefer, went on to join the elite team of CIA operatives who located Osama bin Laden. Steve, you're an American hero. We appreciate it. We appreciate what you've gone through. Please stand. Please stand. Where are you? Oh, good-looking man. You're a good-looking guy. You remember that day. You remember that day. Good. Thank you very much, Steve. That was something. That was something. In the years that followed, America's warriors avenged our fallen and sent an unmistakable message to every enemy around the world. If you attack the United States of America, we will hunt you down and we will find you. We'll go all over this sometimes magnificent earth. We will crush you without mercy, and we will triumph without question. That's why we named the former Department of Defense the Department of War. It will be different. We won the First World War. We won the Second World War. We won everything before that and in between. And then we decided to change the name. Well, now we have it back to where we all want it. Everybody wanted it. Everybody is so happy to have it back. You will fail and America will win, win, win. The enemy will always fail. 24 years have passed since that Tuesday morning in September, and an entire generation of Americans have come of age in a totally different world. While they cannot remember the agony of that day, they are carrying on the legacy of those who lost. Around 8:30 a.m. on the morning of the attacks, Army Lieutenant Colonel Kip Taylor sent an email to his friends and family describing the joys of fatherhood and his excitement for the upcoming birth of his unborn son. He wrote, "After you have kids, there are days that you just get going and you say, 'Hi, honey, I'm home.' What we do until that moment pales in comparison, but just that little statement, 'Hi, honey,' so American, so beautiful." But that's really the point of it all, isn't it? An hour after he sent that email, Flight 77 flew into Colonel Taylor's Pentagon office and claimed the life of a very proud father and true patriot. 6 weeks later, on October 25th, 2001, Colonel Taylor's son, Luke, was born. Luke then tragically lost his mom to cancer when he was just 2 years old, leaving him to be raised by his father's brother. As a young boy, Luke asked his uncle about the folded flag on the bookshelf. And when he learned about his dad's decades of devotion to the Army and the horrors of September 11th, that's when he learned. Luke carried that memory with him and joined the ROTC as a college freshman. He graduated just last year, and I'm pleased to say he is with us today as a second lieutenant and doing very well. He's rising quickly in the infantry, preparing for Army Ranger School. The spitting image of his dad, they say, Luke says that every time he puts on a uniform, he feels connected to his father and to our country.
You got a
But it was a
point there,
father he
Hawk.
never knew. Luke, your parents are together in heaven, and they could not be prouder of the man that they have produced. They produced you. Those two great people produced you. Luke, please stand. Thank you, Luke. You look good, Luke. You look good. They're looking down on you. They're very proud. This morning, we recall the light of America's best and bravest and the love that they showed in their final moments. In their memory, we make a solemn pledge and a noble promise. We will honor always our great heroes, and you are our heroes. There's a group of people that don't want to talk about our heroes, but we will always talk about our heroes, and that's the way our country is, and that's the way the people feel. We will defend the nation they served, the values they upheld, and the freedom for which they died. We will support our troops, we will protect our families, and we will preserve the American way of life for every future generation. We will build taller, grow stronger, fight harder, and soar higher. And together we will go forward as one people with one heart, one fate, one flag, and one glorious destiny under Almighty God. May God bless the memories of those who died and the heroes who fought and the soldiers who still stand watch. May God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so it is a I see something with a Omar person's name on it, right? Let me see. This person right here. Let me see what they say.
College tomorrow. I really hope If it's a trans shooter, baby, the trans community. So this person here goes to the university. Of course, they, them, and look at what he said yesterday. He says here, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. And then he writes, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. So a trans student is saying this yesterday, and I also find it very, very odd that the person asking the question was asking Charlie about trans shooters before he got shot. So FBI, Cash Patel.
Okay, so this person says Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I'll hope someone evaporates him. Literally. And they posted that at 1:37 on September 9th, 2025. Let's just say something big is going to happen tomorrow. That is what we are looking at here. And then it is a trans person. So that is also the person that I was talking about.
Where the fuck this dude is? Yeah, I think you should look into this. So, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Too many. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm going to give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counting or not counting gang violence. Great. So you're going to try and tell me
That person, that was the questions that they asked him right before it happened.
that this trans student last night said, oh, just wait for something big to happen tomorrow. And then the person asking the question was asking about trans shooters and he gets shot? I'm just saying. And if the shooter is trans, this fucking psychotic community, oh, y'all going down, motherfuckers.
He sound like he part of the family too. But let me see. Where did you go? This person said. And so let me screenshot this.
If it's a trans shooter, baby, the trans community. So this person here goes to the university. Of course, they, them, and look at what he said yesterday. He says here, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. And then he writes, let's just say something big.
Yeah, I don't believe in Kawinky dinks. This, most people that do stuff like this is stupid. They tell on themselves. They can't wait. I don't know if this person did it or not, but sound a little sus. And why we here? Let's play this. But I'm gonna play this in a minute, y'all. But I wanted to listen at this also. This is a little bit off topic, but it's also politics. But I'm about to put this information in here. We're gonna watch this for the moment.
Look, I'm not jumped to the conclusion that I believe that there are, aliens coming from another planet. But I'm open to that. And I think that it's our responsibility, especially when we're seeing that we have a government that is actively blocking information from us. Just last night, I tried to get an amendment onto the National Defense Authorization Act that fit in the germaneness of that bill to have UAP disclosure. And conveniently, it was named non-germane, mostly deemed by staff, not even an elected official. This is the kind of stuff that we repeatedly see. Last year, we were blocked by someone in House administration from being able to receive a full briefing from Arrow. So not an elected official, but someone in staff blocked us. And I've had it. Enough is enough. I want to cue up a video that I've been given. And as before it starts, I'm going to describe, this was taken October 30th of 2024. This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb, or this object, off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile. That you cannot see that drone. And so I'm not going to explain it to you. You'll see exactly what it does. This is when it zoomed out. So you can still see it traveling.
What is going on, y'all? What is going on?
So, Mr. Knapp, have you heard about, events like this occurring? And what information might you have?
I have heard about events like this. I have heard about this event. Jeremy Corbell and I talked about it in one of our episodes a while back. We did not have the video, though. There are servers where there's a whole bank of these kind of videos that Congress has not been allowed to see, that the public hasn't been allowed to see. Occasionally, some of that stuff gets out in the wild and it comes our way. It should be going to you. The public should be seeing this stuff. And why you're not allowed to, I don't know. But that's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off.
What?
And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah. What the hell is that? What
So
what
again,
flies like that?
again, I'm not.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone,
scary,
and
right?
you will get fact-based.
People been talking about aliens forever. I mean, I'm gonna have to look a little bit more into that, but they don't know what it is. I definitely don't know what it is, but it's creepy. Quite creepy. Jesse said Jesus irritates demons. He changed his stance. Okay, so I did not even put the picture in here that I was looking at. Hold on, let me do that. Because I was looking at this person's page. It looks like they changed something up. They changed the original name to it, but it still got the same handle. I don't know which one we didn't look at. Hold on. We can go back. We didn't listen at all this.
United States Army. Petty Officer, 3rd Class, Melissa Rose Barnes, United States Navy.
This is just so I can put this stuff in here.
Years ago today.
Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Good morning, Mr. President, Madam First Lady, Secretary Hegseth, members of the President's Cabinet, and leaders from across government, the military, distinguished visitors, veterans, first responders, fellow Americans, and most importantly, the families of our fallen from that day. Thank you for being here to gather in remembrance, to grieve our nation's loss, and draw strength from the heroism Americans demonstrated that day. September 11th reminds us that even in the darkest of times, American strength endures. And if attacked, we will immediately fight back. 24 years ago, on a beautiful...
Thank y'all so much for the 350 thumbs up to the 511 people watching on the Politics channel. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and on the Crime channel. Shout out to everybody in the building. Thank you to everybody that hit the thumbs up. But if you haven't got a chance to do that yet, can you please double tap the screen or hit the 3 dots upper right to get to the thumbs up, because it's very, very important and it's very helpful to me and my channel. So thank you.
Morning here in Washington. American Airlines Flight 77 took off at 8:20 a.m. from Dulles International Airport with 59 passengers and crew bound for Los Angeles. Here at the Pentagon, soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardmen, and civilians began what they thought would be an ordinary day of service. They kissed their loved ones goodbye, dropped kids off at daycare, and commuted in here for another day of duty, having no idea what they were about to face. 200 miles north of here, Al-Qaeda terrorists took control of 2 aircraft, American Airlines Flight 11 and United Airlines Flight 175. At 8:46 a.m., the first plane was flown deliberately into the North Tower. And minutes later, the second airplane was flown into the second tower. We all knew at that very moment that our world had changed, that America was at war. And then at 9:37 a.m., just moments ago, 24 years ago, American Airlines Flight 77 ripped through the west wall here at the Pentagon, where our flag outside the building now hangs. And this ground that we stand upon.
Okay, so I got this picture of the person that I'm talking about. I had seen this earlier too. This is the person that posted this, that something big was going to happen. I mean, according to what they're saying, right? But then when I went to the page, the name is changed, the picture is down, and all of that. It says the username taken after the original owner changed their handle to prevent it being taken and used by a scammer. My condolences. What? To friends and family of Kirk. Okay, so this is what they saying on their page, but it's named Max now with the same handle. And they said, I want to make it very clear. I am not the person responsible for those tweets going viral. The person with this username has changed their ID within the past few minutes. So I quickly nabbed it to prevent it from being taken by someone else with malicious or financial gain intentions. What? Unfortunately, I'm receiving a number of direct messages relating to a newly created crypto meme coin asking if it is genuine. Absolutely not. What the heck? And they also posted the Salt Lake City thing on here too. But this is the person that was attached to it. And it's gone now, I guess. I don't know what the heck going on. So this person, I mean, I can't say that it is this person, but anything is possible. I don't know. So we'll see, because I seen some other creators talking about this too. So maybe, let me see. So the guy that was just talking, let's see what some of the people are saying. Just connect the dots. The person asking the question is part of it. His question was likes of the kiss of death. Now, yeah, so that's what I was thinking too, right? Literally, the person who asked the questions of this Kirk guy, and all of the firing happened after that, he would have had to be a part of that, you would think. But we would think that the police already questioned that person and that's already ruled out. But I don't know. I really don't know. Cut the T from LGB before it's too late. They're stronger together. What? God is good. Charlie learned the definition yesterday. Wow. Kirk guy. Okay, so somebody said he fits the small stature. He needs to be investigated. Hate is definitely brewing. Yeah, whoever this person is, I mean, I wonder. I don't know if this is the same person or not, but why all of a sudden are you gone now? Now let's see what other people are saying too. If you search the FBI, pops up, where did I go? To hell, hopefully. They talking about, they're tagging that person. Hold on. I don't know who these people are. Let me go back to where I was at. Somebody 12 hours ago had posted something that Charlie posted, and he posted that guns save lives. Let me see. People are investigating. Now that video that I was playing, that is a guy on TikTok. Breaking: the FBI, Kash Patel, and Deputy Director Dan Bongino are traveling to Utah to assist with the investigation into the fatal unaliving of Kirk. Somebody said he is a POS. Let me see. Oh, Frank. Wait, what? Let's see what he's saying.
Focus on that. We are focused on. Yeah, and Mr. Speaker, I want to get back to you. And as Tony mentioned, not everyone took to his words or his rhetoric. You know, at times they were offensive to specific communities. But with that said, this is not the time to focus on that. We are focused on this tragedy. Speaking of this tragedy, is this a moment for your party to reflect on political violence? Is it a moment for us to think about the responsibility of our political leaders and their voices and what it does to the masses as they get lost in misinformation or disinformation that turns in and spills into political violence?
I say both parties.
Okay, I don't know. Somebody had a problem with that. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Get us an update. Give me a second, y'all.
Pond became hollowed. 2,977 were lost in the attacks that morning. The conventional wisdom is that our nation went to war weeks later in Afghanistan. The truth is, we went to war immediately, and America started to fight back before the attack was even over. In New York City, firefighters, police officers, paramedics, first responders, and everyday citizens charged into towers.
Okay, so y'all know I just posted that book. Now somebody else is talking about it also, and it says, Charlie Kirk, how did this book get published September 9th? Also, it was available in a hardcover. It takes up to 24 hours to 10 days for Kindle on demand publishing to review or approve new books. Very interesting. So this book is 100% on Amazon, y'all. Let's see. What's going on? And so, look, it says it was the product details is on here. I'm going to show y'all. I ain't going to even read it. Product details. It's a 69 page. What do y'all make of this? A book already for sale. Just not a big loss, sorry. Dumb. God bless Charlie Kirk family, and may he be sitting with God's side. Carmen thinks it's okay to unalive someone who has a different opinion.
Climbing hundreds and
Not at
hundreds of
all.
flights of stairs to rescue their fellow Americans. And right here in this courtyard at the Pentagon, as flames filled the corridors and smoke followed, service members and civilians went into that flame to save their fellow teammates. They covered their faces with t-shirts rolled in water to shield their skin and pushed through the fire and rubble. They carried the wounded out and they went back in again and again and again and again until others had to stop them from going back. And even as this building burned, the Pentagon never shut down. Survivors organized and thousands went to work to defend our nation. And there were 40 first responders on United Airlines Flight 93. 40 heroes who, unlike us who wear the cloth of our nation, never took an oath to protect and defend our nation. They just got on an airplane. And knowing full well what was happening, they found the courage and commitment to run forward in that airplane, sacrificing themselves over the fields of Pennsylvania to save Americans that they would never meet and never know. And I, for one, think of them every day and the gift of courage that they gave my squadron mates and I on that day. So as we come here together, let us reflect and let us never forget. Let us never forget the families who've shown us what true courage looks like as they continue to persevere through the years after. And let us all be inspired by the determination of those brave heroes who showed us that day what America is all about. And let anybody who ever considers attacking the United States remember those examples as well, and the great American warrior spirit that was shown that day. Thank you very much. And now it's my distinct honor to introduce our nation's Secretary of War. May we never forget our fallen. May we never forget our deployed. Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so we already heard from him. Okay, so I put the book thing back in there. Just you can go on Amazon and you'll see this too. I didn't go on Amazon, but I see that they did. That's the second person that I've seen that has posted that. So what do y'all make of that? A book and all this stuff already. A few inches further to the right. Okay, dang, you can't even see the whole thing that I was trying to show. But let me look. Let's get an update. Let's see what they talking about. Anything new happen? We looking. But while we sitting here, yeah, y'all could definitely smack the thumbs up. Hold on, let me play a little something. Thank you for sharing me. Thank you for sharing me. Thank you for sharing me. For sharing me. For sharing me. For sharing me. Thank you for so much. Thank you. Where did he live? And yesterday we found out through Wikipedia that he was passed away. Like Wikipedia, whoever be updating this stuff, they do not waste no time in doing it. Let's read. It says Kirk was born and raised in Chicago's suburbs of Arlington Heights and Prospect Heights, Illinois. In high school, Kirk actively engaged in politics, supporting Republican candidate Mark Kirk, no relation, and his U.S. Senate campaign. He briefly attended Harper College before dropping out to pursue political activism full time, influenced by the Tea Party member Bill Montgomery. In 2012, Kirk founded what is it called? It's they PT USA. TP USA, a conservative student organization that quickly grew with backing from donors like Foster Fries. Kirk expanded the organization influence through initiatives such as the professor watch list and school board watch lists, which sought to fire or silence professors and educators through targeted harassment campaigns for sharing opinions opposed by Turning Point. In 2019, Kirk founded Turning Point Action. He was 18 years old, a political advocacy arm and ladder with Pentecostal pastor Rob McCoy formed Turning Point Faith, aimed at mobilizing religious communities and conservatives issues. Kirk hosted the Charlie Kirk Show, a conservative talk radio program, a key ally of Donald Trump. Kirk promoted conservatives and Trump-aligned causes. He espoused a variety of controversial views, especially regarding his opposition to gun control, abortion, and LGBTQ rights. His criticism of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and Martin Luther King Jr., and his promotion of Christian nationalism, the COVID misinformation, a great replacement conspiracy theory, and false claims of electoral fraud in 2020. Yeah, he fully backs the president. Yeah, false claims. Okay, so he played an important role in Donald Trump's campaign during the 2024 United States presidential election. He later challenged Trump's administration to release more information about Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, he did? That he challenged that. I want to see that. He challenged he challenged Trump's administration to release more information about Jeffrey. Did y'all see that? And then on September 10th, 2025, Kirk was shot and unalived while speaking at a Turning Point USA event on the campus of Utah Valley University as part of his Prove Me Wrong tour. And that tent that he had, it said Prove Me Wrong, his debates and all of that stuff. And what the heck just happened here? Hold on. That is from Wikipedia. And I just happened to be looking at it yesterday and they said he was dead. I'm like, what? Wait, what? I'm like, they didn't even report it yet. I hadn't even heard it yet. I was actively looking for information and Wikipedia. So whoever wrote that book must work for Wikipedia too, because they do not play. They didn't waste no time. Hold on. I'm all over the place. Okay, FBI. Yeah, we already know this. Let's see if we can get another update. LOL, I'm not mad, so it didn't work. Seems like you are, though. Oh, so the last thing I'm hearing is that a senator expressed a concern about the kids' safety, their own senator expressed concerns about their own safety after this happened to Charlie. They said security was already a concern before this. Hold on, let me see what he's saying. So Senator Mark Wayne Mullins, secretary, was already a concern about the assassination of a Minnesota Democratic state lawmaker in June, Mullins said. But since Kirk shooting, the Oklahoma representative Republican says he's received several calls from members and their spouses. Mullen, who is a chair of the legislation. So people are afraid. People are afraid because this happened. But I mean, they wasn't out there doing what he doing. I mean, I think it was directed towards him. So I don't know where it may go from here. But thank y'all for the 380 thumbs up on the LLC channel. I got to figure out this StreamYard thing because I haven't this whole time. I have not been able to see my screen at all. I'm looking at a whole nother device. Can't see what I got on the computer. Hold on. Let me try. Let me go to him himself. Hold on.
Okay, everybody, you've probably heard the situation that happened in North Carolina. Say the name Irina Zarutska. Irina Zarutska was just riding public transit. By the way, she was a refugee from Ukraine, of all places, and she came to Charlotte, North Carolina, and a terrible
Wait, let me notice he had a problem with immigrants too, but in this case he's supporting her. He did have a problem with immigrants, right?
Well, you saw what happened. I can't describe it here on TikTok without some sort of community guideline being violated, but if you haven't seen the video, you absolutely should. This individual should not have been on the streets, 14 prior arrests, and it really makes you wonder, why are we putting up with this? Why are we allowing so many people that have committed these crimes to keep on being released? The magistrate judge continued to release this individual, and this is a horrific thing. You know, it's really interesting. The media was totally covering George Floyd, tens of thousands of articles, reconfigured and changed the entire American body politic. And when it came to Irina Zarutska, the entire media was quiet, silent. In fact, we forced them to cover the story. Why do you think that is? What was the difference between George Floyd and Irina Zarutska? Why did the left care so much about George Floyd and they couldn't care less about Irina Zarutska? What could the difference be? I wonder. Would love for you guys to leave some comments.
Well, we see how the George Floyd played out. Wowzer. And that's recent. That was the last stuff that he was talking about. That was right now, Charlie, we're all saying your name. Hold on. Somebody said, did that get him unalive? Somebody said they blame the judge. Okay, let's see.
I wonder, would love for you guys to leave. Then some people would accuse Israel of wanting to ethnically cleanse. Some people in the Israeli government are saying, again, it's all over the place, right? You have opinions all over. In your opinion, what would a good outcome 5 years from now be, and how does one respond to the claims of ethnic cleansing? So ethnic cleansing, the idea, presumably, that population movement is equivalent to ethnic cleansing. I think ethnic cleansing is a term that's been fairly recently coined to describe population movement during war. And the reality is that's been ongoing for literally all of human history.
Okay, so today I wanted to read the room a little bit, and so do you support Charlie Kirk talking points? 75% says yes, 25% says no. But when I'm looking out in the chat, I mean I see a variety of different opinions. I don't know if it's the same people or what. You don't even have to compensate for wind. Yep. Let's keep going.
That Israel is, quote unquote, forcing people out of the Gaza Strip. That is not the stated policy of the Israeli government. The idea is if people want to leave, they can, but they're not being forced to leave. Again, moving people out of heavily urbanized areas that are honeycombed with terrorist booby traps pretty much everywhere is not the same thing as, quote unquote, ethnic cleansing. And I think that ethnic cleansing is very often used as sort of...
I don't know who this guy is that's talking.
A softer form of the genocide attack. The idea being that Israel is trying to kill everyone, which, of course, is not true. As far as your earlier question about what we believe from the media, one of the things that I find kind of astonishing in some of the folks on the right who are highly critical of Israel is actually the lack of the lack of skepticism when it comes to legacy media. Legacy media are radically anti-Israel overall. The New York Times can certainly not be accused of being a pro-Israel outlet. It'd be very difficult to make the accusation that the Associated Press, which is more...
Okay. Is talking. Ban trans and all Democrats from American. What? This is crazy. Read a history book. Genocides have been happening for centuries. I don't give a damn. We talking about what's happening right now. We stand focused on this and the history of what they doing. That's what I'm looking at right now. But yeah, I mean, genocides have been happening. We know this. I don't like the way, like, let me move this.
For years, or
I don't know who this guy is. I really wasn't trying to hear him.
There is another situation that we should know about. It's Julie Gard Chanel. She was 59 years old. Went to a park, this is in Auburn, Alabama, to walk her dog. And then she got stabbed to death by a guy who stole her car.
Triggers.
Let's play cut 353. Police have made an arrest in the death of former Auburn professor Dr. Julie Chanelli. This update coming just about 5 minutes ago in a press release. Auburn police say they have arrested Harold Rashad Dabney III from Montgomery and have charged him with 2 counts of capital murder in connection to the death of Dr. Chanelli at Kiesel Park. This is going to be happening every single day, it seems like. So this is a Logan Federico, a 22-year-old aspiring teacher from Waxhaw, North Carolina, was visiting friends. Oh, that's a different one. That's a whole different one. This was in May. That's another white girl that was murdered by another black criminal. So it's just a theme. It's a pattern we're seeing. You can put her up on screen. This was Logan Federico. This one was in May, of a random black criminal that was prowling around and killed another white woman. You guys are starting to see a theme here. See, the left, they don't like it when I say things like this, but I'm sorry. You guys made the entire country burn and come to a knee, changed the entire fiber and action of the entire civilization all around a lie because George Floyd overdosed on the side of the street. We are now going to make you live up to your own rules. We report empirical data. Logan Federico, that was her murderer.
All righty. So those are some of his talking points. So I mean, he's looking at different cases where black people were involved, you know, and yeah, that is what he's doing. But every black person that I see so far look like an immigrant. I'm just saying that they really do. They ain't. Yeah, they not like us. They not. I don't know who these people are. Anyway, we should talk about Dexter Resurrection instead. Dexter. Lord, listen here. Dex, right. Oh my God, Yvette. Yes. Who's arguing with the bots? I sent 2 messages to the bot. Oh, Cody is arguing to the bot. Cody been real busy. Let me look at this. Y'all please smack the thumbs up if y'all haven't gotten a chance. And we are at right now, we have over 600 votes for this poll. But we only have 384 thumbs up. And I don't know how many we got on the other side, on the Prime side, because I haven't been looking at that. I got to get the StreamYard together. It's really driving me cray-cray. But let's see. Driving me cray-cray. But let's see. Okay, shout out to y'all for the 197 thumbs up over here. And we have 84 people tuned in on this side. I appreciate y'all, but 651 votes. Y'all could have split that thumbs up on each side. But I definitely appreciate y'all. I'm just now looking over here. And I meant to move that a long time ago. And shout out again to JoJo for the gifts that she sent. And all right, so we're gonna end the poll at 652 votes. Do you support Charlie? Still at 75 and 25. 75 yes and 25 no. Oh, yeah, I already know. Tracy, why you been quiet? Yeah. Yes. Anyway, y'all, we gonna get up out of here. I don't even know how long I've been live because I can't see the screen. I did want to have a better update, but that is it. That's all we got right now. I don't see that anybody is going to get caught no time soon. However, I am shocked that they got all these prints, body prints, like elbows and whatever prints that they said that they had of this guy. They should definitely know who he is by now. Where can he hide at when the world is looking for him? The FBI, the president is looking. Okay? The president want to know, where is this person? How did he get so smart to be able to hide from everybody? Now, what do y'all think the outcome gonna be? Will they find this guy alive? That's the next thing. Will we get answers to what this was about? Will he leave a note, a manifesto, something? In what way that I literally I literally have you waiting for my comments. Who waiting for your comments? Who you been arguing with? I just know you've been typing the whole time. Let's see, but that's a good thing. I don't know what all you've been saying, but you've definitely been typing. Every time I look, I see you pretty much. He was took out by a cleaner. It's obvious. Somebody said that it was an inside job. People are saying that this was an inside job. If they don't find him, it was an inside job. See? That's crazy. Left going down. No, that book is suspicious if it's not doctored. Oh, I meant to move that too, speaking of that book. But that's what they saying. Like, I didn't go on there, but look on Amazon. I guess this is where this book can be found. Let's see. Where am I at? Let's put this back up. The pictures. We'll look at the pictures on the way out. These are the pictures of the guy, the said guy, the ones that are blurry. The AI got to it. But who is this person in front of him? It looked like he's literally talking to this person. And that person's t-shirt looks ripped too. Like, was it just him or was it more than one? We don't know. But I bet you we gonna find out real quick. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here. We've been live for a long time. We only need 10 thumbs up to get 400. Can I get 100? Matter of fact, can I get 176 people to hit the thumbs up over there? We at 390. And I'm not looking at the other page, but y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We can get 10 people to hit the thumbs up. I just know we can. And thank you again for everybody that's subscribing. We gonna get up out of here. I ain't got time. I will see y'all in the next live stream. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make this go viral. Peace out, Frankie. Thanks, Rain. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Everybody that hit the thumbs up, y'all rock the show. And subscribe. And tuned in. I appreciate y'all. All we need is 3 more to get 400 thumbs up. I mean, 400. Let's go. Y'all can do it. Yay, we hit 20K up in this piece. Shout out to y'all. We hit 20K, y'all. Wow. I did not get all the thumbs up and everything that I wanted, but we just hit 20K, y'all. We are at 20,048 thumbs up. So thank y'all to everybody that is subscribing. I started this out saying thank you to the 339 new subscribers on the politics and over 800 on the crime channel. So thank y'all so much for helping me reach my goal. Can we get some more thumbs up for that? That is a reason to celebrate. Shout out to y'all and congratulations to us. Welcome to the winning team. Buckle up, baby. Let's go. Welcome to the winning. Yes, sir. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. But we gonna get up out of here. Peace and love, y'all. We out. We happy.